Okay, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss somewhat in-depth knowledge on combustion. Okay, so yesterday we have already discussed what is combustion. Okay, and not yesterday, in previous class we have discussed combustion and how it would be in different types of engines. Okay, uh, for in a SI engine there may be one type of fuel we are going to use like petrol. Okay, in diesel engine or CI engine we are going to use diesel as a fuel. Okay, so the molecular structures are going to be different. Okay, so and also the combustion process is also going to be different. Why? Because in the SI engine we are going to do the combustion at a constant volume, but in CI engine we are going to do the combustion at constant pressure. Okay, so because of that different types of combustion which are going to be there, and also here we are going to have in SI engines we have homogeneous, and in SI engines we are going to have heterogeneous combustion. Okay, so that basic differences cause the different types of combustion in both the engines. Okay, combustion is not at all going to be the same in case of SI engine and CI engine. So we need to study differently in both the cases. Okay, combustion SI engines we need to learn, and after that we need to learn combustion in CI engines and what are the drawbacks of SI engine combustion, and all after that drawbacks of CI engine combustion. Okay, and why these drawbacks are going to be happened. Okay, because of several engine variables. Okay, we are under specific conditions we need to run the engine. Okay, under those specific conditions we need to maintain some regular customized things like engine speed and all this we need to regularize them. Okay, otherwise the combustion is not going to be correct. Okay, so that's why we need to prefer such conditions according to the speed. Okay, and what are the conditions we are going to study in depth of this combustion chapter. Okay, so combustion, first of all, coming to it, it is a chemical reaction in which certain elements of the fuel like hydrogen and carbon monoxide, carbon combine with oxygen, liberating heat energy. Okay, along in addition to heat there will be also some light energy is also going to be there. Okay, like flash is there now after combustion, explosion of gases, what happens, there is also some light energy also is going to evolve. Okay, that instead of that means having both the light and heat energy here. Okay, and causing an increase in temperature, ultimately what's the output after the combustion, we are going to get some high increased pressure and temperature. Okay, for the gases we are going to get. Okay, so for petrol or gasoline the chemical structure is going to be like this, and for petrol only. Okay, some whenever this C8H18 mixed with air means majorly we are going to have oxygen and nitrogen. Okay, minute particles like organic gas also will be there. Okay, but we are not going to consider them in the reaction. Okay, whenever it comes to chemical reaction we are going to consider oxygen and nitrogen. Why? Because these are the ones which are going to play major role in emissions also. Okay, so definitely we need to study about this, and also sulfur also will be there. Okay, because of sulfur content, some sulfuric acids also may evolve. Okay, so that is also somewhat dangerous emission. Okay, so we need to restrict them. Okay, restrict them means nothing but if we have complete combustion we can reduce all the emissions like carbon monoxide we won't get, nitrogen oxides we won't get, sulfuric acid we won't get, SO3 like that we won't get. Okay, so if there is incomplete combustion, there may be chances of having all the emissions. Okay, emissions are going to be high if the incomplete combustion is there. Okay, so uh, at at maximum extent, if to the maximum extent possible, we need to do a complete combustion. That means we need to create such parameters. Okay, to have a complete combustion. Otherwise, if it is incomplete combustion, the emissions are going to evolve much higher. Whatever the emissions evolved are going to be higher, and because of that the performance of engine is also going to reduce here. That means work output as well as efficiency and power is going to be reduced. Okay, so we need to do complete combustion. Okay, you know this, we have already studied all these in a previous class. Okay, so we need to have some spark advance. Okay, and that shouldn't be too late or too early. That too early means exact before 40 to 50 degrees TDC. Okay, and spark, that means optimum condition we need to follow. Okay, and too late means exactly at top dead center is also too late. Why? Because the pressure rise which is developed is not sufficient. Okay, here the peak pressure which is going to be attained, which is going to be attained exactly after the half of the expansion stroke. Okay, which is not recommendable. Okay, so it shouldn't be too late also. And how we need to do the ignition or spark initiation means we need to follow certain optimum conditions, that is around 15 to 30 degrees before TDC. Okay, so which ignition lag is one of the stages of combustion here. Okay, we will I will explain this now. Ignition lag and all the three phases of ignition, all the three phases of combustion in case of SI engine. Okay, in CI engine, the phases are going to be four. Okay, here in SI engine combustion, we are going to have only three phases. Okay, in depth today, we are going to discuss all the phases of combustion which are going to happen in SI engines. Okay, so first of all, just to know some important some technical words. Okay, see here, we in combustion we are mostly seeing of this flame front and flame speed velocity, which are technical terms we are not come across till now. Okay, we have not come across till now. Those are flame front and the flame speed or flame velocity. Okay, see, we already know that combustion is dependent upon the rate of propagation of flame front or flame speed. Okay, so that means the whole combustion in SI engine is going to depend upon this flame front and flame speed. Okay, the combustion will depend on flame front and flame speed. But what are these flame front and flame speed? Okay, flame front means it is just an imaginary boundary. Okay, imaginary boundary or front surface that separates the burnt charges from the unburnt one. Okay, so if we have taken a combustion, if we have taken air fuel mixture. Okay, so at the same time all this mixture is going to burn? Exactly no. Okay, so exactly all at the same time all the mixture, air fuel mixture, is not going to burn. Okay, so it is first there will be some um, first of all there will be some initiation of spark here, and that whatever the initiated spark is there, okay, it is going to travel throughout the combustion chamber. See, there will be some clearance volume to some with clearance volume to total volume, that means swept volume. Okay, so first of all at the spark plug, okay, whatever the mixture is available at the spark plug, that mixture is going to burn first. Okay, so that burnt mixture, okay, that burnt mixture is going to eat the unburnt mixture. Okay, so at a time all the mixture is not going to burn here. Okay, it is not, it is in a propagation way, propagative way. Okay, we already discussed this. Okay, it is not going to be instantaneous, it is going to be propagation. Okay, that means a progressive combustion we are going to see, not at the same time but at a different phases. Okay, so as time passes on, the burnt mixture is going to increase. Okay, the burnt mixture or burnt charges are going to increase here. Okay, so that is the flame front. Flame front means it is the boundary which is going, it is a boundary means nothing but it is an image, it is an imaginary boundary. Okay, there won't be existed, but we are going to imagine that. Okay, there may be a boundary, okay, which is going to separate the burnt charges and the unburnt air fuel mixture. Okay, so that is the flame front. Okay, nothing but it is an imaginary boundary of front surface that is going to separate the burnt and unburnt charges. Okay, so that is the flame front. Okay, it is nothing but a boundary or imaginary boundary of front surface that will separate the burnt charges and unburnt charges. Okay, so that is the flame front. Okay, whenever I have said you the flame front means it is nothing but you have to imagine that it is a boundary between burnt and unburnt charges. Okay, so I won't repeat this much times when I'm going to explain the combustion process in SI engines. Okay, when I said flame front, you definitely, your mind would strike that it is nothing but a boundary surface between the burnt charge and the unburnt charge. Okay, so we will call that a flame front during the process of combustion SI engines. That means you have to remember that it is an imaginary boundary between the unburnt and burnt charges. Okay, so that means it is going to separate the burnt and unburnt charges. Okay, next coming to flame speed or flame velocity. Okay, here first of all there will be some initiation of a spark is there. Okay, so burnt mixture it in an cylinder. Okay, there may be air fuel mixture throughout the cylinder volume. Okay, we have already know that the whatever the air fuel mixture is there at this spark plug, that is going to combust first or burn first. Okay, so it has whatever the combusted gas. Okay, whatever the combust gas is there at the spark plug, it has to travel from that spark plug to the piston head. Okay, so we are going to have some piston head here. Okay, whatever the burn charge is there, that has to travel from spark plug to the piston head. Okay, so as the piston is going to reach downwards, okay, so the volume also here going to increase here. Okay, we already know the piston is not constant at the top dead center. Okay, once the it reaches TDC, immediately it is going to lower. That means it will come down. That means it will travel from top dead center to bottom dead center. It is not going to be still at the top dead center. Okay, it doesn't remain at the top dead center, but it will travel without any lag. Okay, it is automatically it is going to rotate throughout TDC and BDC. It is not going to stop anywhere. Okay, it is going to be continuous. So okay, so once initiation is started, okay, so the volume is increasing here. Okay, during the combustion only the volume is going to increase here. So if the volume increases, what happens? It has to travel for more distance. Okay, it has to travel for distance. That means if the spark is initiated at the spark plug, okay, combustion started. Okay, whatever the combustion is there, that is going to eat the unburned gases. So in the process, here air fuel mixture is spread throughout the cylinder volume. Okay, so it has to travel from the spark plug. That means at the cylinder head, from the cylinder head which is there in cylinder head, we are going to have the spark plug. So after initiation of spark here within the cylinder head, it has to travel throughout the cylinder. That means up to the piston head, up to the bottom dead center. Okay, so that means whatever the combustion gas is there, okay, it won't take that much time. Okay, at the end of combustion stroke only, the combustion whole combustion is going to expansion stroke only. Sorry, at the end of at the midway exactly, at the just means just if it reaches half of the expansion stroke, the whole mixture is already burnt. Okay, so when it reaches half of the expansion stroke, all the combustion, all the air fuel mixture is going to be burn charge. That means it is going to burn, all the fuel air mixture is going to burn. Okay, so that whole mixture to burn, it will take some time. Okay, so this time depends upon the flame velocity. Okay, in less time it has to combust, means the flame velocity should be higher. Okay, we call this as reaction rate. Okay, the reaction, if the reaction rate is high, reaction rate means the how much fast it is going to combust the whole mixture. Okay, if it is more, that means it should be the reaction rate should have to be more, means the flame velocity should have to be more. Okay, if the flame velocity or flame speed is high, then the reaction rate is going to be high. That means the time taking for combustion is going to be less. Okay, if the combustion takes place in less span of time, okay, then we will get complete combustion. Otherwise there will be knocking. Okay, on knocking I will have a separate idea on that. Okay, on knocking I will give a detailed idea in coming classes. Okay, for now knocking means incomplete combustion. Because of incomplete combustion we are going to have knocking. Okay, just know that. And after that in coming classes I will say why there is knocking because of incomplete combustion. Okay, so if the flame velocity is high, it will take less time for combustion and knocking is going to be eliminated. Okay, so that's why the flame speed or flame velocity is also a helps for the combustion. If flame velocity is high, within less span of time, it is going to eat all the unburnt mixture. That means it will change the unburnt mixture into burnt charges. Okay, so that is the flame speed or flame velocity. If the speed is high, then combustion is going to be complete and there will be no knocking and emissions are going to be not that much higher. Okay, so the here the flame speed or flame velocity is nothing but the speed at which the flame front travels. Okay, here what is flame front? Nothing but the imaginary boundary between uh, burnt and unburnt mixture. Okay, it has to travel, the burnt mixture has to travel from spark plug to the piston head. Okay, so during the process, and also to the cylinder walls, during the process it will take some time. Okay, that imaginary boundary is nothing but the flame front. Okay, so at it has to travel with some velocity. Okay, so that is nothing but flame velocity. Okay, the speed at which this flame front travels. Okay, so that is the important terms which we have to deal, or which we have to come across in case of combustion. Okay, and what are the major conditions necessary for combustion? Okay, so these are the major conditions necessary for combustion. Okay, if these are not possible, if these conditions are not going to be possible, then we will have definitely incomplete combustion. Okay, if we have this parameters or conditions, then we are going to have complete combustion. Okay, see, the presence of combustible mixture will be there. Okay, here the presence of combustible mixture means, here mixture means nothing but air fuel mixture here, and it should be combustible. Combustible means we need to mix in a proper way. Okay, otherwise without any mixing, it doesn't evaporate. That means here we are going to have air and fuel whenever they are going to mix with each other. Okay, because of increase in pressure and temperature, there will be this fuel which is in liquid form is going to convert into vapor form. Okay, so here we are going to have fuel vapor. Okay, till now we have called about only fuel, air fuel mixture like that. But from now, when it comes to combustion and we are going in depth, we need to call that as fuel vapor and air mixture. Okay, why? Because of raise in pressure and temperature, the here whatever the fuel we have, that is going to convert its phase from liquid to vapor. Okay, so here we need to have a presence of combustible mixture here. Okay, so combustible mixture means here we are going to have air and fuel vapor. Okay, at the start of the suction stroke, it will be liquid only. Okay, so once the suction stroke is completed, and since it is going to be at a high pressure and temperatures, once the volume and temperature are going to increase, this whatever the fuel is there in the air fuel mixture, that is going to convert its phase from liquid to vapor. So fuel vapor and air mixture is needed. Okay, and next after that, at the end of compression stroke, what we have, we are going to initiating means for initiating combustion. What is the means for initiating combustion? Nothing but spark plug. Okay, so if we have spark plug, then we can initiate the combustion. That is nothing but the means for initiating combustion. So in SI engines, these are the major conditions we need. Okay, one is air, fuel vapor, and the means for initiating combustion, nothing but spark plug. Okay, and once the combustion is started, okay, it should have some stabilization. Okay, it should have some stabilization and propagation of flame in combustion chamber. Okay, so once if the combustion is started, it has to travel throughout the combustion chamber. So from spark plug to the cylinder walls and the piston head, it has to travel. Okay, the whatever the combustible mixture is there, whatever the mixture which is burnt at the spark plug, that has to travel throughout the combustion chamber to eat all the unburnt mixture. Okay, so to eat all the unburnt mixture, we need some stabilization. If there is no stabilization, there won't be smooth running. Because of if there is no smooth running, the vibrations are going to be high. Okay, so we need to stabilize the mixture, whatever the evolved combustion gas is there, that should be in a stabilized way. Otherwise, okay, we are going to face knocking, I will say knocking in next classes. But just to know that we are not going to have stabilization, and if we have no stabilization, it is going to be inappropriate, and because of that, vibrations are going to create. Okay, if the mixture which is combusted is not going to be under stabilized conditions. Okay, so it may create some vibrations. Okay, which decrease the damage, that means which decrease the life of the engine also, because of some damages, because of those vibrations. Okay, and propagation of flame, if this propagation of flame means whatever the burnt mixture is there, that should be eat the unburnt mixture throughout the combustion chamber. It have to travel from spark plug to the piston head. Okay, so it have to propagate from spark plug to the piston head. Okay, so there may be some stabilization, propagation of flame is needed in a combustion chamber. So these are the conditions necessary for combustion. Okay, So till now we have studied what is combustion, and now we are going to know the stages of combustion in SI engine. Okay, see here, here on x-axis we have taken crank angles. Okay, from 0 to 180. You don't mean that actual thing. Okay, actually what is compression during the crank angle? What is the crank angle of compression? 180 to 360. Okay, that means uh, first of all we are going to have suction from 0 to 180 and compression from 180 to 360. Okay, you don't get that, you don't keep that in mind. Okay, so we are going to consider two strokes. Okay, that is one, compression and the expansion. Okay, during compression stroke it is nothing but a travel of 180 degrees. Okay, and also expansion stroke is a travel of 180 degrees. Okay, so now we are going to take only 360 degrees of cycle, not cycle. We are going to assume that, okay, compression is going to take 180 degrees, and another 180 degrees is going to be taken by the expansion stroke. Okay, so you don't have the actual cycle here. Okay, like a compression is from 180 to 360, not like that. Okay, just assume a compression is for 180 degrees of crank rotation and expansion is for 180 degrees of crank rotation. Okay, and we have assumed that compression is going to be from 0 to 180 and 180 to 360 is, that means for 180 degrees we have to assume that as for 180 degrees we are going to have compression, and for 180 degrees we are going to have expansion. In that way you need to assume here. Okay, don't mismanipulate it. Okay, actually in a four stroke engine what we are going to have, compression stroke is from 180 to 360. Forget about that. Okay, only for 180 degrees of crank rotation we are going to have compression, and for 180 degrees of crank rotation we are going to have expansion. Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, nothing else. Okay, so coming to this, this is nothing but an ideal diagram. Okay, in case of a standard cycle we have ideal diagrams. Na? In the same way we are going to have ideal diagram here. Okay, but in actual case it is not the thing. Okay, it is just a theoretical p theta diagram. Here p means pressure and theta means crank angle. Okay, here theta means crank angle. Okay, pressure crank angle diagram, we should call this as theoretical pressure crank angle diagram, nothing but theoretical p theta diagram. Okay, so in theoretical p theta diagram we are going to have compression up to here, as like in a here in a theoretical cycle what we have, theoretical or a standard cycle what we have, we are going to have instantaneous combustion. Okay, so here the b2c is instantaneous combustion since it is theoretical, but in actual case it is not the thing. Okay, so you should assume that as a, this is a diagram for a standard cycle. Okay, a standard cycle or air fuel cycle. In air fuel cycle also we are going to have this instantaneous combustion only. Only in actual cycle we are going to have progressive combustion. Okay, since it is theoretical cycle, the combustion is going to be exactly at the top dead center. Okay, if it is not the theoretical cycle, it is going to be progressive. Okay, okay, so I will show that in next slide. Okay, for now we are, since we are going to talk about the theoretical cycle, see the process is the compression is from A to B, and the exactly at top dead center. Okay, that means here there is pressure rise. Here on y-axis we are going to have pressure. See here on y-axis we are going to have pressure. We are indicating pressure. Okay, increase. If there is an increase in pressure, that means it is going to show here. Okay, and see at exactly at top dead center there will be combustion. Initiation of spark is there, and this is the end of the combustion. Okay, see, and this is the expansion stroke. Here in theoretical diagram we already know the peak pressure is going to develop at the top dead center only. Okay, here this is the peak pressure which is going to develop at the top dead center. So C is the peak pressure here, and B to C is the combustion process. Okay, this is the start of combustion and C is the end of combustion. Okay, and after that what we are going to have, since the piston is going to move from during expansion stroke, what happens, the piston will move from top dead center to bottom dead center, nothing but increase in volume. Okay, if there is any increase in volume under closed boundary, what happens, the pressure is going to reduce here. Okay, so the pressure is going to reduce here. See here, because of compression, in a compression stroke there is increase in pressure, and when we have initiated the spark, okay, that is the pressure rise from here from B to C. Okay, and from during expansion pressure is decreased from C to D. okay, because of increase in volume. Okay, this is only the theoretical diagram only. Okay, so that's why we have instantaneous combustion here. Okay, however, in an actual engine it does not happen as shown in figure. Okay, so now what is the actual condition? This is the actual condition. Okay, see here, this is how the actually we are going to have a progressive combustion in case of actual cycle. Okay, what is actual cycle? There will be losses. Okay, we have to consider the variable speed, specific heats, where mass transfer will be there, heat transfer will be there. Okay, so several factors are going to add in case of actual cycle, and also along with losses. What are the losses we are going to face? Time loss factors, heat loss factors, exhaust blowdown, blow by gases, all these losses we are going to consider. That is the actual. So in actual case, this is how we are going to have the combustion. Okay. So this we call it as stages of combustion in case of actual cycle. Okay. Previously we have seen in theoretical way, it is the actual. Okay. In actual thing, what we are going to have, we are going to have progressive combustion. Okay, instead of having combustion, that means at a time, instead of having increase in pressure exactly at top dead center, we are going to have progressive combustion. Okay, so this is the in actual cycle, this is how the phases of combustion are going to be. Okay, see here we are going to face four different points, but mainly we will consider these 3 points only. One is A, B, and C. Okay, and these are the phases of combustion. Okay, so here, what is the phases of combustion? How many phases we are going to have here in combustion in a SI engine of actual cycle? We are going to have 3 phases. Okay, in actual cycle of SI engine, we are going to have 3 phases in combustion. Okay, so what are those 3 phases? First phase is the ignition lag or preparation phase. Okay, the ignition lag or preparation phase. Okay, that means here whatever the air fuel mixture is there, okay, it is going to have some lag of ignition. That means here we are going to initiate the spark here, but it will take some time to uh, increase its flame velocity. Okay, so it will take some time to increase its pressure. Okay, so that is the phase A to B, and next one is propagation of flame. Okay, the B to C is the propagation of flame. Okay, I already said to you here, propagation of flame depends upon the flame speed or flame velocity, at which rate it is going to uh, increase its reaction. Okay, so that is the propagation phase from B to C, and next one is after burning. Okay, C to D. Okay, C to D is the after burning phase. Okay, so these are the 3 phases which we are going to have in case of actual cycle combustion in SI engine. Okay, what is first stage? Ignition lag. Second stage, propagation of flame. Third stage, after burning. And he had indicated several points here. Okay, so those are the points we have presented in a theoretical way here. See, A is the point of passage of spark. Okay, so here we are going to initiate the spark. Okay, see, exactly some around 18 degrees. Okay, 18 degrees before TDC. Okay, he has shown as 20 degrees before TDC, but here we have initiated the spark 18 degrees before TDC. See, this is the top dead center here, and this is 8 degrees before TDC, and this is 20 degrees before TDC. This is the 20 degrees before TDC, and this is we can assume that as 18 degrees before TDC. So at A, that means 18 degrees or 20 degrees before TDC, we are going to initiate the spark. That means spark is going to pass through the air fuel mixture. Okay, here spark is going to get into the air fuel mixture. Okay, so that's why he is going to call that point as point of passage of spark. Okay, 20 degrees before TDC or 18 degrees before TDC, whatever it may be, both are possible only in actual cases depending upon the speed. Okay, so I have taken, he have taken like that. Okay, so once this passage of spark is finished, what happens? Okay, there may be some high pressure and temperature within the air filled mixture. Okay, and it will take some time to actually raise its pressure. Okay, why? Because it needs some time. Okay, to actually initiate the spark and to mix with the to burn and to have this increase in pressure. Okay, So for some time, the pressure rise is going to be normal. Okay. So because of compression, there may be some pressure rise. Okay. So compression means here the piston is going to move from bottom dead center to top dead center. Because of that compression, it is going to, since the evaluation, initiation of spark is there, it is going to take some time for huge rate of increase in pressure. Okay. Here rate of pressure rise is important here. So during the phase A to B, the rate of pressure rise. Okay. Here rate of pressure rise means nothing but increase in pressure with respect to time. Sorry. Okay. Increase of pressure rise with respect to time we should consider. Okay. That rate of pressure rise is less here. Why? Because it will take some time. Okay. I will also explain this by having such a diagram in next slide. Okay. For now, it will take some time to actually react with all the air fuel gases. Okay. So that's why the rate of pressure rise is less here. From A to B, the rate of pressure rise is less here. And also just only the initiation of spark, it will take some time. So that's why we are going to call that phase as ignition lag phase. Okay. See, and that is ignition lag phase. And next, coming to the point B. Okay. See, here the point B is nothing but the beginning of pressure rise can be detected. Okay. Actually at point B we can detect it. Okay. We can detect there is somewhat pressurized here. Okay. So if there is no initiation of spark here, that means this is the compression line. Motoring line means nothing but the compression line. If there is no rate of pressure rise, that means if the pressure rise because of combustion is not going to be there, it is going to be like this. Okay. If there is no pressure rise, okay, that means the here if there is no spark is initiated. Okay. So if the spark is not initiated, the pressure is going to behave like this. Okay. That means the expansion, nothing but expansion of compression stroke here. Okay. If there is no spark initiation, it is going to be like this. Okay. If there is spark initiation and there is a combustion rate is high, if the combustion rate is high, then it is going to raise its pressure rise like this. That means the raise of pressure rise is like this. Okay. So after TDC, we are going to have that peak pressure here. Okay. After TDC, we are going to have peak pressure here. And we can see actually the pressure rise. We can detect the pressure rise. Okay. Actually before 8 degrees of TDC here. Okay. Before 8 degrees of TDC, we can actually determine, or we can detect that increase in pressure. Okay. If there is no any pressure rise, the curve is going to be like this. We call that as motoring curve, deviation of pressure rise curve. Okay. Deviation of pressure rise curve is nothing but the motoring curve. That means if there is no combustion is going to happen, then it is going to follow like this. The pressure is going to follow this way. Okay. If there is pressure rise, that means because of combustion, if there is pressure rise, if we have detected any pressure rise, the pressure rise is going to be like this. Okay. And when the propagation of peak pressure is going to be there. Okay. Whenever we have peak pressure, that is around see the we are going to call that point as peak pressure point. Okay. It is nothing but the attainment of peak pressure here. Okay. It is around some 15 degrees after TDC. That means here within the, if we consider a cycle, okay, after TDC, after some 15 degrees or 16 degrees of TDC, we are going to attain the peak pressure. Okay. So from here, the start of pressure rise to the attainment of peak pressure, we are going to call that as raise in pressure rise, which is going nothing but propagation of flame. Okay. From here, the flame is going to propagate from burnt mixture to unburnt mixture. Okay. Here, whatever the flame is there, that is going to eat the unburnt mixture which is left throughout the, or which is already spread throughout the combustion chamber or cylinder volume. Okay. So at spark plug there will be initiation of spark, and at the whatever the air fill mixture is there available with at the spark plug, that is going to have combust first, that means burn first, and that burned mixture is going to travel throughout the unburned mixture, and finally the whole mixture is going to burn here. Okay. That means here the burnt mixture will eat the unburned mixture, finally getting a whole combustible mixture. Okay. That means whole combusted mixture. Okay, so when we reach the peak pressure, so that means it is already in expansion stroke. See here, from 0 degrees onwards, we are going to have the expansion stroke here. Okay, till now, till 0 degrees it was compression stroke, and from 0 to 80, this is expansion stroke. We already know that if the piston travels from TDC to BDC, that is expansion stroke. Okay, so during expansion stroke it is going to reach its peak pressure, and after that, because of increase in volume, what is going to happen? There is no much raise in pressure, only there is reduction of pressure here. Okay, so after this point we are going to face only the reduction of pressure here. Okay, so from after point C, after attainment of peak pressure, and because of increase in volume, okay, the pressure is going to reduce here. Okay, so how the pressure is going to reduce here? In this way the pressure is going to reduce here. Okay, this is nothing but the pressure line. Okay, how pressure is going to behave in a combustion phases. Okay, see, this is how we are going to present or represent in a diagrammatic way how the pressure is going to increase with the help of combustion. Okay, that initiation of spark, and this is the ignition lag AB. So we are going to call that as three phases. One is A to B, which is ignition lag phase, and B to C, second stage, which is the propagation of flame phase, and C to D is the after burning stage. Okay, during this after burning stage, there may be no increase in pressure, only we have reduction in pressure. Why? Because there is the piston is going to be in expansion stroke, so there is increase in volume, and because of that increase in volume, what happens? Pressure is going to reduce here.